We are back, baby. We are fucking back.
We're back. Yeah. Classic. We are back. We are back.
After years and years and years of being one of the jokes of the American League, and I'm not talking jokes, I'm talking about Dallas Cowboy jokes, like, oh, the Yankees are going to be out of the playoffs in the first round. Oh, they're mid. They're not going to do this. Well, guess what, everybody? Well, guess what? Brian Cashman tonight, and I'm a criticizer of his. I'm usually a criticizer of his. I'm usually a big critic, right? He and this front office pulled off an unbelievable trade that many didn't think was possible. Many didn't think it was possible for the Yankees to get Juan Soto. I didn't think it was possible. I'm just so speechless right now. But welcome to the Big Blue in the Bronx YouTube channel. I know there's not really a background like we usually have. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when the live stream pops or a video drops. Appreciate you guys coming back. We are back. How about this, right? You know what? We at some point in the game, actually, hold on. If you guys can hold on for 1 second, I got something. We're going to pull it out here, okay? Compliments of our channel friend Hayes, right, who got this great background for me. We're going to put up a flag, or at least we're going to unveil the new flag. It's about damn time. The Yankees are back in town, motherfuckers. You know it. I know it. And trust me, we're not a punchline anymore. We're not a punchline anymore. This is the most excited I've been about a Yankees team, I think, ever. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Like, 2019 was something. Juan Soto is a New York fucking Yankee. Juan Soto is a New York Yankee. He's going to be in the outfield. All the placements you could make, the top 5 of the order. Who compares to our bats at the top of the league? At the top of the order, too. We're not a punchline. But I appreciate all you guys. I know this is a very late live stream. Of course, they came out with the trade late. Like, comment, subscribe. What's up to Brad, Armand, Unpopular Opinion Sports, Evan, Luke is in the chat. Knicks Nation is in the chat. All you guys. Can't wait to break this down for you guys. Yeah, Juan Soto has been traded to the New York Yankees along with Trent Grisham for 5 players to be specific. We'll talk about it. Michael King, Drew Thorpe, Kyle Higashioka, Randy Vasquez, and Johnny Brito. So, wow. I mean, just wow. Let's get into it, though. Juan Soto, right? We're gonna have to pull up the stats here. But what's up to Blue City? He says, 2009 World Series repeat for the 24 season. You know, I was talking to a friend today on our rock show. I was talking to my friend Jonathan, right? And he probably got the news already that the Yankees, you know, they're back. We're back and all that stuff, right? But anyway, I said, look, Brian Cashman, as much as I dislike the guy, he's looking to put together a 2008, 2009 style offseason, bringing different people in, bringing different guys in, and bringing in and spending the money. And this is just another way of doing it, right? Obviously, it was via mostly the free agent market. You know, the A.J. Burnett signing, the CC Sabathia signing. You also had another signing, Mark Teixeira trading for Nick Swisher. It's been via the trade market. And you know what? I'll say this, right? Again, I've been a big critic of Brian Cashman so far. I have. But the fact that at first we were talking about, oh no, they're not going to give up. They're not going to give up Drew Thorpe. They're not going to give up Michael King. Oh, shucks. They might go with the Blue Jays now. Well, let me ask you a question to these folks right here, right? Here, and this is to some of the people that I've interacted with on Twitter, and this is all fine and well, and I got a lot of comments to get to. Please keep spamming the chat with the comment section. Share this out too, guys. You know, everyone was talking to me on Monday. Everyone was talking to me on Monday of, hey, you know, the Yankees shouldn't give up Drew Thorpe. They shouldn't. It's way too much, right? Oh, Randy Vasquez, way too much. Michael King, way too much. Well, what's the feeling now? I'm genuinely curious. What is the feeling now in Yankee land? What is the feeling of now Juan Soto is on the team and the Yankees have emerged as a top contender in the American League? But Princess Luca and Feeble were wimping out. I don't know where Feeble is. I asked Luca, I said, jump on a live with me. He declined it. So it's just going to be me for right now. I wanted to get Bad Takes Brian on. Now let's get ready to get Yoshinobu Yamamoto and win a damn World Series. I said this to Kenny. I said this. If the Yankees, and I don't say this a lot, you guys know I'm the most pessimistic out there, right? I'm the most pessimistic out there. Brian Cashman, all this other stuff. If the Yankees get Yoshinobu Yamamoto, they are a World Series. They should be a World Series favorite in the American League. I'm not even fucking joking with you. Like, the only thing that would concern me is the back end of the bullpen. Whether Tommy Kahnle is healthy, whether some of these other guys are healthy, Loaizaga, Clay Holmes. That's my only worry. You get Yamamoto to pair him with Garrett Cole, Rodon's your 3, and Cortez is your 4, and then maybe sign a cheap Michael Wacha or somebody as a 5. We're talking business. And Clark Schmidt is also in the rotation, so you may not have to do that. But if the Yanks want to shock everyone, package Torres, Verdugo, and prospects the White Sox for Cease, and the outfield would be Judge, Grisham, Soto. So here's I've talked to a couple of different people on this YouTube platform, right? And of course, I see a lot of comments. We're going to get to them, trust me, because this is, obviously all these different things. And I see Armin's buddy. Well, it's really Feeble's buddy, but Armin's buddy. I'll pick on him because he's here, right? Sal Licata's going after the Yankees. He's like, the Yankees are still mid, and Steve Cohen's still going to do some things. Well, you can't get bigger than Juan Soto. I mean, Shohei Ohtani, yeah, but he's currently injured, right? But anyway, moving forward, I forgot what the hell I was going to say. I'm just so excited right now. Okay, so I was talking to a couple of people on the YouTube platform. I've been in a couple of live chats today, and I've seen some reports. So my initial, I would say, thought process was Alex Verdugo coming here. It could be flipped. I mentioned that on the video yesterday. If you guys haven't already checked that out, or it could be something like Verdugo stays here a year. They get Grisham in, they get Soto in, Giancarlo's here, they wait for Jason Dominguez to get back, and then they figure it out. They either let Verdugo walk in free agency because it's a 1-year contract. It's a 1-year contract. It's not, it's not like this long contract. Verdugo's a 1 year and 2, essentially, for Trent Grisham. But you think about it this way. I talked about it in the video yesterday, and a lot of people have brought it up to me again. It's like the Yankees wanted to trade for Alex Verdugo many years ago. There was so many rumors, right? Verdugo for Clark Schmidt, Verdugo for Gleyber Torres. The Yankees wanted this guy, and I'm pretty damn friggin' sure. I'm pretty damn sure Aaron Boone said something along the lines of, we've been trying to get this guy. We've been trying to get this guy in the building as a New York Yankee, right? And they got him. So, it would actually be good for left field. As I said, I like the trade. And as long as you complemented Soto with that, you have an elite outfield. You don't have to worry. Verdugo and Juan Soto. And it's not just the outfield. It's not just this. It's not just that. The left field position. What's up to Raph in the chat? And I also saw the Giants Chronicles podcast. Also as well, right? What about the short porch? Juan Soto, I mean, hell, I think he might hit over 40 this year. So this is big, man. This is really big. Jacob's right. There is the potential platoon option for Trent Grisham. It's a $5 million projected arbitration contract. It's not that much. You could have him as your 5th outfielder, your 4th outfielder. It's not bad, right? I mean, I don't know specifically. Grisham was not good last year. Let's be completely transparent with ourselves. Trent Grisham was not good. But hey, $5 million. The Yankees have spent more on shit. Is cheaper. Yeah, he is cheaper. And I would and I said this, Jacob. You guys remember in the chat, right? What's up to Miz in the chat? You guys remember on Monday, I said I would rather have a guy like Trent Grisham, where you deal with him for 2 years, maybe 1 year, rather than Cronenworth, where it's 7 years. And Grisham, again, backup outfielder. No one's going to give 2 craps about this trade as long as you have Juan Soto. Nobody's going to sit here and say, oh, this, that, and the other thing, Trent Grisham, this, that, and the other thing, right? Yeah, here we come is damn right. We would have had to pay KK 13 probably. You're talking about Kevin Kiermaier. I didn't want Kiermaier. Honestly, health issues, and he's mid. We need the pitching to win in the playoffs. Yamamoto will solidify. I can't talk today, guys. Will solidify the pitching staff: Cole, Yamamoto, Rodon, Cortez. Let's go. All the options there. And the Yankees will meet with Yamamoto on Monday. They will meet with him on Monday morning. I know the Mets have already met with him. So the Mets fans, I mean, I'm not going to pull the Mets fans into this because, I'm friendly with Met fans and all this other stuff. But, they'll probably want to come out, and Steve Cohen will probably want to come out and say, hey, we got to go out and get Yamamoto and spend the money. So I want to go over a couple of comments here. Went over this one. We are getting better. That's absolutely true. Princess Luca is getting defensive over being called a wimp. Was that via Twitter? If the Yanks got over this one, here's the thing. We've done this roller coaster of emotion before. I have to see it on the field before the no, I know you're a Yankees fan, Giants Chronicles. But no, listen, there's absolutely, I'm not going to tell a fan how to fan, right? I'm not going to tell a fan how to fan at all. If you want to be a little cautious, this is the way the Yankees are. I mean, there's still some flaws with this team. Let's be completely honest, right? Aaron Boone is the manager. They could still have injuries and stuff like that. But just the way that this team looks on paper is so much better than I've seen a Yankee team in the last few seasons. I mean, let's see, 2017, they were kind of in that rebuild-ish mode. I'm trying to think, is this the best team that the Yankees have put together since 2009? Because, again, I was 6 years old. I was 6 years old when the Yankees won the last World Series. I want one in my own backyard pretty soon. Now, I'm not in the Bronx. I'm in Brooklyn. But I want one in New York pretty soon. I want a parade in New York pretty soon. I was talking to the guy who was painting my room the other day. We were both Yankee fans. We're having a discussion. He's like, yeah, when are the Yankees going to do something? They got to do something during these meetings, man. I was at that last World Series. And the fact is, though, he's also a suffering Jets fan, so he needs something. And I will say this too, right? I will say this. This is the best thing, in my personal opinion. Personally, this is the best thing, in my opinion, for New York sports the last few years, right? You've had teams go to the World Series. You've had teams go to the championships at different levels. You had the Rangers go to the championship, and I think it was 14, but they lost. Yeah, the Mets go to the championship in 16. They lost. The Giants, I mean, they've had 2 playoff appearances since then. Quick exits. One was a first round, one was a second round exit. The Jets haven't done crap. The Knicks, they made it to the semifinals last year, or was it the quarterfinals? I forget which one. My mistake. The Nets. Not much accomplishment there. They had the big 3, and then, of course, that split up. Rangers, I mentioned, Islanders, but again and again and again, I believe, personally, Chase for 28, all these other different things. This is the best thing to happen to New York sports in a long time. And Juan Soto, he's a guy that I think will fit the New York market very well. There was a lot of discussion on a couple of different forums today. Hey, would you consider Cody Bellinger as a B option? I don't think Bellinger could have made it in New York. And we don't even need to have that the discussion. We don't. Because Juan Soto is a New York Yankee. But I did see a couple of comments. Again, I'm just doing this, freestyle and all that. But what's up to Daniel Berry Sports? He says, I knew the Yankees winning the offseason. This is the best offseason they've had. And honestly, this is like the best offseason in the league. If the Yankees win the World Series, I'll be in the Bronx celebrating with you. Yeah, man. Our next live stream. So it's not going to be tomorrow. I would say Monday or maybe Sunday. We'll let you guys know in the community notes. The Jersey Devils. Yeah, the Jersey Devils are in there. Probably the best lineup since 2009. Hideki Matsui, Johnny Damon, Mark Teixeira, Robinson Cano, Alex Rodriguez. And then, the bottom of the order is not like this big deal. I mean, Volpe's there. How about this, right? How about you guys put in the chat? We'll have a little fun here as we're analyzing, because I know somebody asked, I think it was Wampbag, what's your starting lineup looking like? What's your starting lineup looking like for the Yankees? What's up to Jeffrey? What's up? What about Frankie Montas? The Yankees have interest in him. I wouldn't like the move of him coming back, but I don't think it's like a terrible. I don't think it's something to where it breaks the whole offseason, right? It's not going to break my excitement because Juan Soto is here. It's not going to break my excitement. You know, Frankie Montas, that ruins the entire Soto trade. That's not what my mentality is. They flew to Japan to meet with Yamamoto's family. They will meet with him again when he arrives to America. So, okay, all right. Let's see. If the Yankees don't get Yamamoto, what other pitcher should the Yankees go after? Eduardo Rodriguez, I think, is a Diamondback. I believe that's been reported. Eduardo Rodriguez is a Diamondback. So there's that. He's a Diamondback. Let's see what else. I think Michael Wacha is an option. I do think Michael Wacha is an option. He's a guy very solid the last 2 years with the Sox and the Padres. Another guy to go after, Seth Lugo. I would go after him. Solid pitcher, can pitch in the bullpen and pitch as a starter too. So he kind of would replace Mike King. And let's see, there was another one. It was, Wacha. I think those two were my main ones. But the three prospects that the Yankees got, the Red Sox got from the Yankees, they're good players. So I'll let you know. Richard Fitz, I don't know much about. I can pull up his stats for you, and we could do this as like a whole thing of the last 2 days because they made 2 trades, 2 things in the last 2 days for the Yankees. But Richard Fitz last year, that's one of the players you're getting, Jeffrey. 11-5 last year. Amongst a couple of different minor league teams, 3.48 ERA, 163 strikeouts. Had his best minor league baseball season, and he's now going to be your Double-A pitcher. Linus, what's up? He's giving up his lineup. Love it. Verdugo. I forgot Verdugo is a leadoff hitter. I forgot Verdugo could be a leadoff hitter. Okay. Soto, Judge, Rizzo, DJ, Stanton, Wells, Peraza, Volpe. Assuming Gleyber is traded. So I don't know if they're going to trade Gleyber. That's actually going to be like one of the interesting floats. Right now, DJ is actually projected to be the third baseman per Aaron Boone. I think it was Boone who said it, not Brian Cashman. So you probably, and just as just a projection, right? Probably slot over Mr. Gleyber Torres the second, DJ the third, and Peraza's without a spot. So maybe they have spring training to determine that. But personally, in my personal opinion, right? I would, with your lineup, and again, everyone's given their lineups. I'm just comparing and contrasting. I would actually put Judge second and maybe Soto third, because I think one of the things he's mentioned over the last few years, Juan Soto, he says he likes hitting in the third spot. So, I mean, just imagine. And again, one of these things, man, is the Yankees won't have to worry about pitchers pitching around Judge and the rest of the order is just blah. Everyone's going to feed off each other. Verdugo, he'll set the tone if he's going to be the leadoff hitter, right? Judge, he might walk, he might get pitched around. Juan Soto, one of my favorite things about Juan Soto, everybody, and I mentioned this so many times, he walks more than he strikes out. Since 2020, he's done that. He walks more than he strikes out. And that's going to help the top of the order. It really is. But this is a pretty good lineup. I will agree. Like, you could platoon Wells. You could platoon Trevino. I don't know what they're going to do with Ward Vet. Higgy's a part of that trade. I think Doogie's leadoff. Very well so. Very well so. And again, going off of yesterday's point, even before this trade happened, I personally didn't mind. I didn't mind the trade. I didn't mind the deal for Verdugo because he's a very good hitter. I like Soto before Judge, just so Judge has more runners on base. To be honest, I'm cool with either. Yeah. And one thing I'll say is this, right? And shout out to Jess West in the chat. One thing I'll say is this: the Yankees last year flipped a lot of the lineups around. This guy was hitting first, this guy was hitting second, this guy was hitting fourth, and then he was hitting second the next day. The Yankees cannot do that. They cannot do that. And I think they'll be in a position, and I think they'll know it, to where they won't do that. But, in terms of that, right, they can't flip the lineup around. Keep it consistent. If it doesn't work out for some reason, you got to flip it around. But don't sit here and keep mixing up the lineup like it's a fucking Uno session. Soto demanded to be hitting the 3-hole for San Diego for what it's worth. That pretty much says it all. How would you feel about Shoto Imanga? I have to look at his stats. I know Armand has brought him up for the Mets a little bit. I prefer Grisham in the 8-9 hole, not consistent enough to lead off. Yeah, I wouldn't I wouldn't say leadoff for Grisham. He hit like 194 last year. I'm going to refer back to Linus's lineup. So in this situation, I mean, I don't know if you put him at DH or you put him in one of the outfield spots, but assuming you put him in one of the outfield spots, you probably have the bottom three. Let's just say you put Trevino in, or however you mix it up, you move everybody up a spot. I would put him like 7, 8, or 9, but probably 7 or 8, just so you could balance out between the righty and the other righty that you're going to put in the lineup. Let's see. We went over this one. Soto, Verdugo, Judge. The next season is going to be insane. And I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm bought in to go to so many games, and those ticket prices are going to go up. The fans, they're going to buy the tickets. I mean, the Yankees open up, I think, against Houston, but I forget who they open up at home against. I want to be there. I want to be there, right? I mean, as long as work permits, and also as well, as long as some other things permit. Hell, I mean, this is the most excited I think we all have been about the New York Yankees. How about Soto leading off occasionally? Not a big fan, to be honest with you. You usually like guys that set the tone, and not that I have a problem with Juan Soto being at the top of the order. Obviously, that's what he's meant to be, but I just feel like you need somebody who's going to get on base a little bit more. Though you could say, and I think Armin's little caveat to this is the fact that he does walk more than he strikes out. That's the only reason I would say, okay, Juan Soto could probably lead off just for this time. But I would say LeMahieu. I would say, someone else. Keep in mind, if the rumors are true, Hal told Cash to do whatever you need to give up to do it. That tells me Hal is using his power. Keeping in mind, Hal has repeatedly said his ideal up the middle is Volpe and Peraza. That could mean GT's on the move, especially if Yams goes elsewhere. Yeah, true. The Padres just made the trade official on Twitter, so it's done. It's official. But what I will say is this: that's actually a good point. Could he be on the move? I know a lot of Yankee fans would be upset, right? And I think honestly, let's just say you put Volpe and Peraza up the middle. I think if you subtract Gleyber Torres, you trade him to another team for a starter, whatever the case may be, right? Juan Soto's production takes over anything that Gleyber Torres has, and you could also put in, right? Volpe and Peraza, they'll get better at hitting as you move along, hopefully. And they brought in, obviously, this new hitting coach who's supposed to be doing something, which obviously makes me feel a little bit better about. In my opinion, if not extending Gleyber, you got to trade him now. No, he's off. Absolutely, Linus. He's off his best career season, I believe, outside of that 38 home run season. He is, he had a very good season last year, had some inconsistencies defensively, but the batting average was second best of his career. Everything lines up to almost be what happened in 2019 when he was an all-star. So, the value's there. You just got to go out and, find a partner if that's what they want to do. Yep, Erod is off the table. I want Soto, then Judge. Judge will get better pitches to hit. Can't pitch around him every time now with Soto and Rizzo. So there apparently is also an analytical stat out there, folks, that the second hitter, the guy who's hitting second, has the most opportunities. This is analytics again, has the most opportunities to go out there and drive in RBIs. So maybe they say, hey, Judge or Soto, depending on whatever. I mean, they're going to hit the home runs either way. Hard pass on Blake Snell. Would you look at Blake Snell potentially? No, I wouldn't. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd personally pass on Snell. I don't think it's a necessity, to be honest. Like, Yamamoto is the pitching prize. Snell, I don't think he could handle New York. I think he's a bit snobby. Pitched well in San Diego, but I don't think that lasts here. Second hitter gets an extra 50 at bats or something. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Verdugo is my favorite player, has the same birthday as I do, May 15th. I think it's against the Sox. That would actually be. We're going to take a look at the Yankees schedule right now. Yankees, and we're going to go to schedule. Okay, so first half, they are at home against the Blue Jays once they come back from Houston and Arizona, which are going to be two very good matchups, however you phrase it, right? Snell gives me Rodon vibes. Yeah, I mean, as I said, Snell's not really a part of the conversation. It's Yamamoto, or you go out, and the other guy I brought up, Jordan Montgomery. He's a guy you come in And if you don't get Yamamoto, you bring in back Jordan Montgomery, and you're actually feeling fine about the rotation. Again, for years and years I've said this, and it's such a truth. The Yankees have not really been eliminated from the playoffs due to their pitching. It's always been their hitting. Like, they tried acquiring Encarnacion, they tried acquiring some of these other guys, has not worked. And you know what I love? You know what I love, guys? I know we talk about how Aaron Judge has struggled in the playoffs. Juan Soto really does not have that issue, right? Let's actually do a little searching here. I'm going to pull up the stats for you guys just because I'm nice like that. Here we are. So we're going to go to Baseball Reference, right? We're going to go to Baseball Reference. I know the background's a little screwed up, but it's all right. It's going to do for right now. So this is Juan Soto's page. Now you take a look at his advanced batting, postseason hitting. Postseason hitting, 261. That's not bad, right? Better than some of the guys we have on the roster right now. Obviously, his prime, a little bit more, you could see, was with Washington. And that was the whole 2019 World Series. He's got a ring on his finger. And no, I don't think he's married. I'm talking about World Series ring if you guys are, not getting a reference. But anyway, so you have that. And then obviously with San Diego, beating the Mets in the wild card round, LA in the divisional round, and the Phillies. So 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 222 batting average. And then, this is 2022 again, 188 against the Dodgers. But against the Mets, he had 2 RBIs. And then the World Series against Houston. This is big. This is big right here, right? I mean, I don't have it to where I can see the pitchers that he faced off against. Maybe I could. I don't think Baseball Reference goes that far. But 2019 Astros, you can hit 3 home runs off of them? God damn. We got Sir Angry John in the chat. I gotta shout him out here. Congrats on your superstar player, my guys. My unbiased opinion, the Yankees real contenders with Soto in the lineup. Appreciate you, Angry John. Yankees, Alex will have to find a new uniform number because he was with the Red Sox and had number 99. That is very much true. He's going to have to switch the number, which I'm pretty sure is the least of his problems. The least of his problems. I'm gonna see. Like, I don't know. I think he wore 99 with no. So with while he was a Dodger, he wore 61 and 27. 27 we know is taken for a fact. But as far as 61, I don't think he would wear 61. That would just look weird on him. Let's see what else we got in the chat. Guys, spam the questions, spam the comments for doing this great live stream here. I'll co-sign bring back Montgomery. They should have never traded him in the first place. Yeah, I mean, the part that worked for that trade, Kenny, was the fact that Harrison Bader was so crucial in the playoffs for the Yankees in 2022. Is him and Garrett Cole, the only ones that showed up, right? And with that being said, they traded him a year later to the Phillies, and now he's a free agent again. So, that's but anyway, creds to Bader, shout outs to Bader. I'd like a starting pitcher. I would love a starting pitcher. Montgomery, Yamamoto, Waka, any of those guys. Rumor has it Soto is going to right field, Judge to left field, Doogie to center. Actually, I would tend to disagree. I'm pretty sure it would be actually Judge to play everyday center, and right field it would be Soto, and left field it would be Verdugo, or you could interchange the corner outfielders. I think Judge is going to play mostly center field with the New York Yankees going forward. Obviously, that's because, hey, Juan Soto's here, Verdugo's here. One wimp decided to show up. Do we need a closer? That's interesting. I was talking about it today with a good friend of mine, Jonathan. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to get a background, guys, so I'm going to be doing some multitasking. But I was talking about him, like, there's a lot of we were talking about the Juan Soto trade. He's like, look, I don't know if we could trust the back end of our bullpen. So I'm like, you know what? I got to look at the Yankees roster, and I got to see who in the world we have in the back of the bullpen, right? So the names weren't flashy. You don't have Wandy Peralta, which the Yankees need to go out there and re-sign. You don't have Wandy Peralta. Tommy Kahnle's good. Was a little inconsistent towards the end last year, but he had that streak of, like, he didn't give up a run in this many straight innings, this many straight games. Clay Holmes has been inconsistent, but there were very good outings from him last year. Ian Hamilton is not a guy I completely trust. Luis Gil is coming off TJ, but he looks to be ready for spring training, and I'm really excited to see what he's about. The Yankees also signed a couple of minor league pitchers. I know that John is familiar with one of them. That's Dennis Santana. It's not very good, but maybe in a Yankees uniform he does something else, or maybe he just goes down to the minor leagues and something happens or whatever the case may be. But so there's that. But I think there is uh, something needs to happen in terms of a relief pitcher. Miami has been chasing Labor Torres for years. Somehow we could package him in Peraza for maybe a Luzardo Cabrera type package. That would be huge in that situation. DJ second base. Yeah, I mean, I've looked at it this way for how many years now. You paid DJ what, 14, $15 million. That's not platoon money. That's starting money. Obviously, again, people were complaining about Grisham. Oh, you can't bring Grisham over here. What are you doing? Not necessarily true, because DJ was platooning and he's being paid 14, $16 million a year to half the time sit on the bench and compete with Gleyber Torres. So again, I think that's a very much outdated philosophy. I would try to get Devin Williams from the Brewers. A lot of people have brought it up. Devin Williams from the Brewers. I'm going to actually do you a favor right now, Knicks Nation, and I am going to go and look up Devin Williams' stats. So Williams right now, going back to last year, 8-3, 1.53 ERA, had an All-Star nomination, and also the year prior. You know what? I'm down. Right? I don't know what the Brewers are doing. Obviously, they don't have Counsell as their manager anymore. David Stearns is out. So Hader is very much, to me, nah. I'm going to pass on Hader. Hader's very hot and cold, and I don't think that would suit the Yankees in any sort of way. I'm going to absolutely pass on Josh Hader. It just doesn't. No, I don't really. Sorry, I'm going to pass on that, because no, Hader's again too much of a hot and cold. Let somebody else sign him, or whatever the case may be over there. Let's see what else we got in the chat for the comment section. Yes, I'm being respectful to Yankee fans and congratulating y'all, except for Brad. Let's see. The Red Sox made a trade today with the Mets. They did. I must not look through the chat, because maybe it was a Rule 5 draft thing. I prefer Judge in center field and Doogie in left, less walls to run into in center field. Yeah, and you know what? I think the negative you'll see about that, Linus, is there's going to be more wear and tear on the legs of Aaron Judge. You saw that last year. You see that really pretty much whenever he plays center field. But at the end of the day, man, if you got Juan Soto there, if you got all these other guys, you're not going to care about the wear and tear, because you also have Trent Grisham, who's also a good guy to put in there. And then eventually you have Dominguez back. So it's all about staying healthy. It's all about staying healthy and being on the field and stuff like that. Let's see what else we got here. I'm just going to plug in a better background, so it's not just, mishmash. I'm curious to see who feels that Vasquez Brito rule. Is it heel? Is it Warren? Is it Beater? It was a Rule 5 trade. Philly did lose Kimbrel. Could make sense. Kimbrel, I'm pretty sure, signed with Baltimore. That's what I heard. I'm pretty sure he signed with Baltimore, so I don't think we're going to be getting him anytime soon. Agreed. Definitely could see Grisham getting a lot of time. Yeah, and he's also a center fielder. By the way, folks, I'm just going to get the little thing we usually do. Let's get to 20 likes. Also, by the way, we are a few subs away from 1.63K. I know we're doing the long road thing, but share us out, do all the good stuff. We appreciate you guys being here. And again, it's 11:39 at night. Remember the O's. That's why I said it couldn't make sense for Philly. Brad said Hader to Philly. Yeah, no, it could definitely make sense. I also love Grisham as a guy who could take some pressure off Judge and play center field every now and then, and Judge can DH in some of those days that Stanton needs an off day. Yeah, again, I get the sense within the next few years that the Yankees will try to get rid of Stanton. I just have that. I know Brian Cashman said some stuff at the press conference. He said some things, and obviously a lot of Yankee fans took it to heart, or whatever the case may be, with the whole Stanton thing. And, he pretty much kind of sat on it. With that being said, I'm going to try to move this around a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so we have to hit the layout. they'll try to move off of him, and obviously that's a little bit more for flexibility. Stanton doesn't need to play every day. It's better to, and I get it. Obviously you look at that, how much he's getting paid, and it's like, oh my god, it's a waste for Stanton. But if you guys have, Soto and all these different guys, they got to get reps. Platoon might not make sense if they're both lefties. I would play Grisham to give the rest to the other outfielders and Big G. Yeah, I would definitely. That's what Grisham was brought here for. I mean, let's take a look at the Yankees roster. I'm not going to put it up on the screen for you guys because I already have someone else's stats on the roster. Stay on Baseball Reference. But let's look at the Yankees right now. Obviously, I don't know if the roster's updated to where you have Juan Soto. Okay, so it is. Cabrera, platoon outfielder, platoon infielder. Dominguez, he's going to be missing, obviously, the first few months. Florial, Oscar Gonzalez, Piera. Honestly, there's a lot of options there. You probably come into the season with something like 5, maybe 6 outfielders. 6 if you're counting Stanton. But you got Judge, you got Verdugo, you got Soto, and then you put Grisham there. And if you want to consider Stanton a part of it, make it there. So that's like 4 or 5 you got there. And you have to decide between Cabrera, Florial, Gonzalez, and Everson Piera. Who is the most valuable to you in the outfield? To me, I would probably Gonzalez, I believe, can play a little bit of the infield, I think. Then you talk about, let's see, Gonzalez is mainly an outfielder. Okay, so then I think the Florial experiment is pretty much done, though he had a pretty decent second half. Cabrera, you don't really have to do too much with, personally. Jung-Ho Lee is said to be high on the Padres' watch list, with one source saying that the deal could come together quickly with Soto's $30 million salary off of the books. Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the things, right? And it was either that Verdugo. It was either that or Verdugo. Everson probably starting in AAA. I don't mind that. I didn't really see a lot from Everson Piera last year. Let's see what we got. Tatis is the only outfielder on the roster for San Diego, which honestly gives me a lot of interesting vibes. Because maybe I'm because I don't know what their vision is. Is that we're going to go out there and get a younger outfielder that we could, blossom and develop? Or is it, okay, we need a ready-made guy, just someone who's cheaper? Jung-Ho Lee would be the cheaper guy. If the Yankees wanted to give up Oswaldo Cabrera or Piera, an unfinished product, an unknown commodity, then they would have done it. Love the comments here. I know Judge Smith says we need a catcher. We have Trevino and Wells. We do not need a catcher. I don't think we do. Higashioka's off the roster. You got Narvaez, who's a minor league catcher. Agustin Ramirez, who's coming through the system. Wells, Trevino, and Wardvet. So I'm pretty sure the Yankees are pretty good on catcher. You just have to have a little bit more offensive hitting. Stash Everson Piera in AAA's depth. See if he figures things out. Bellinger going to Seattle probably. So I said this on the live chat for the Morning Brew Sports Cats. Shots to Hector and Jigga. They do a tremendous job in doing all the roundtables and stuff. I said, I think Bellinger either goes to the Seattle Mariners, or I think if you're talking about National League team, I think he might go to the Giants. I just feel like the Giants need to make a splash. That's him. Jung-Ho Lee, 5 years, $50 million. That's incredibly cheap. For a guy with as much production as him, that's incredibly cheap. Like the return. Let's see. The Jets, we still got 5 catchers. The 40-man, we're good. Does San Diego go after Bellinger? Personally, I don't think so. Because if you got rid of Soto, and I know Soto, has this thing about not signing an extension or whatnot, whatever the ordeal was there. But let's see. About that, I just don't see them signing like a big-name guy that's going to cost too much. New York Mets took the pitcher from the Rangers in the Rule 5 draft and trade the pitcher to the Red Sox. Okay. We needed pitching the worst way possible with Blake Snell leaving. Yeah, and you definitely got that. How about the Cubs for Bellinger? I think a reunion is possible. I don't think it's like super likely. I think it's possible. You think Wells gets the nod? I think spring training is going to have to go about. I think Wells has more offensive potential. He's obviously worked on his defense in a very good way. And Trevy's obviously the defensive master, but I think you look at Austin Wells as the future. Giants going to get Yamamoto. There's been like, okay, this, and this of, hey, he prefers the East Coast, he prefers the West Coast. There's a lot of rumors swirling around out there, but I wouldn't be surprised, if he prefers the West Coast. American League pennant goes through Texas. The last two World Series we have end up in Texas. Is that true? I'm trying to think. Well, actually, no, they got Bochy, obviously there last year, and that's they won the World Series. So, hey, Seuss, are you a Rangers fan? Because I mean, that would be a pretty darn good ALCS matchup, Yankees and Rangers, something that hasn't happened since 2010. And then they obviously went to World Series and lost to the Giants. It was. What's up to King Twister in the chat? Says, what's up, bro? Let's fucking go. In my opinion, Belly's top teams are Seattle, the Cubs, and San Fran. And Seattle just cleared a little bit of salary. Just imagine Bellinger and Julio Rodriguez. That would be a nice duo. That would be a nice duo. But yep, the Yankees are slowly making it official. Obviously with the post, and I think it was like 20 minutes ago or 30 minutes ago, they made Juan Soto aware that he was being dealt to the Yankees. So, obviously shots to him on that. But so we'll go over Trent Grisham a little bit. I think I'll go maybe about 11:50, 11:55. Rangers fan. Okay, so I respect it, man. The Rangers have had a tough few years. I love the fact they won the World Series last year. I didn't want it to be one of those big name teams, but listen, if they meet up at some point in the MLB playoffs, get the popcorn ready. Get the popcorn ready. Because those two teams, the Rangers and the Yankees right now, those two teams are World Series favorites in the American League. I wonder if they were trying to get an extension done. It was a holdup. It could have been injuries. Reportedly, it was the fact that San Diego was looking at some medicals. That was reportedly what it was, that the medicals were going through, and they had a couple of different things they had to sort out. So, all right, Trent Grisham, here we are. As I said, not particularly great stats. I don't like the fact that he struck out over 100 times over the last 3 years, but he's not going to play as much, right? $5 million, that's the projected arbitrative salary. That's chump change, right? There's so many guys in the Yankees roster right now that we may not be paying, that we're paying for, that may not be on this roster, that cost more than Trent Grisham. So, again, I don't have a huge problem with him coming over. So we talked about the lineup a little bit. Why does Google still say Soto and Grisham are Padres, bro? The trade didn't go through. I guess they haven't caught up with John Heyman, the Yankees social media page, and all those different things. Let's see. Let's just take a look. Okay, so it still says, if you go to Wikipedia, it says he's a Yankee, but on Google, it says no, he's a San Diego Padre. Well, no longer. Get a head off first. Keep up the good work, Alex. Appreciate you, Linus. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. I mean, this has been a fire chat. I think we're, again, a few likes away, actually a few subs away from 1.63K, and we're going to do, again, I know this is technically like one of the best moves of the offseason for the New York Yankees. Might still do a video after this. I'm not sure. But it's going to be very exciting. No, I'm not going to end the stream just yet. If Volpe takes the next step, the step next year, the offense could be certainly dangerous. Absolutely. If this new hitting coach kind of rocks into his system a little bit, I'm going to see what his splits were in the second half, right? Keep your guys' questions coming, comments, all that sort of good stuff. So his second half splits last year, let's see, we can get those splits up, because that obviously is, so post All-Star break, he actually regressed a little bit in batting average, 200. He struck out less. In terms of home runs and RBIs, he hit less home runs, had less RBIs. But I think that I don't think that's a reason to be like, oh my God, he's not going to improve. I think he's going to be I think he's gonna be fine. I think he's gonna be fine. I don't think he's gonna be superstar, but I think he's going to be 230, 240 type hitter, and then Peraza, we'll see. Hey, Stu says, good show. See you in October. Actually, before October, the Yankees will be playing the Rangers this season. So we'll meet sooner than that. But I think October, the Yankees and the Rangers, ALCS, as long as nobody else fits in there, because I can't imagine that, too many other teams would fit in there. But the Yankees do play the Rangers, the World Series champs, and Bruce Bochy. They do play them the second half of the season, I'm pretty sure. They play them on August 9th to the 11th. So, fun. Mickey Gasper. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't because I was like, wait, which catcher do we give up again? It was Mickey Gasper. He was in AAA last year. Princess Luca is being a wimp, Jacob. Let's see. So Mickey Gasper, I'll take a look at his stats on MLB.com. I didn't even know about him till the 2023 season, but last year was actually a Yankees draft pick. 7 home runs, 28 ribbies, 246 batting average. Was with 2 teams last year. Was with Somerset, better in Somerset, 269, 6 homers, 24 RBIs, and then went to AAA. Not much success there. 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 191. So not much for Gasper. For Fitz, we talked about Greg Weisert's I think he could be a solid reliever. I just think a lot of people overhype his stuff because he doesn't have a lot of control. For DraftKings, the Yankees are the second best odds behind the Dodgers and the Braves I'm guessing that's for the World Series. I wouldn't put the Dodgers that high. The Dodgers have consistently shown me that they can never get out of their own way. And other than 2020, which was Mickey Mouse, I don't know. I can't see the Dodgers. Why not the Rangers again? So, and again, I would still go after a guy, Jordan Montgomery. Starting pitching still matters. Question by our guy Kenny. If you guys ever, please go subscribe to Unpopular Opinion Sports. But this is a good question. How does DJ LeMahieu fit in? I'm taking all sorts of water drinks here. So he's probably, as we know, right, when he came over, leadoff guy, that type of stuff. He's not that guy anymore. I don't think, personally. I think the Yankees have moved him around a lot. I think there's a lot of different scenarios that happened to where he's more of a 4, 5, 6 hitter. So let's imagine a lineup where Verdugo is leadoff. Number 1. Number 2, Judge. Number 3, Soto. Number 4, Stanton. Number 5, Rizzo. Just for, you could do whatever. 6 would probably be DJ LeMahieu. So I want to see maybe I can pull it up or maybe I could just create a banner. So, fuck the banner. I'll just do it. So number 1 would be Verdugo, Judge, Soto, Stanton. I'm trying to do lefty righty at even balance. So it'd be Verdugo, Judge, Soto, Stanton, Rizzo, LeMahieu. I got all the outfield positions covered. Then it would be down to Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe, and Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres actually would probably, if he's in the lineup for the Yankees, he would probably fit in at second base, obviously, and he'd probably bat 6th or 5th. They would have to choose between him and Rizzo, who's higher. But Peraza would be at the bottom. The catcher would be at the bottom. Volpe would be at the bottom. That stuff I can tell you. I don't think Stanton. He's still top 5. Now, I wouldn't say that he's in his prime. Still. But anyway, okay, so this is interesting, right? The Yankees tweeted Juan Soto appears to be headed to the Yankees. I guess they're mocking John Heyman for the arson Judge headed to the Giants. You guys remember that? And I'm pretty sure this is the anniversary of either Judge re-signing or Judge quote unquote headed to the Giants. GT wasn't bad at leadoff hitter. I think I could. Let me see if I could pull that up. Okay, maybe, yeah, we can pull that up. So Gleyber Torres, and I'll actually compare. We're going to share the screen here to a different page. That way we could get a glimpse of like who's leadoff hitter, who could be a good lead between him and Alex Verdugo. Between him and Alex Verdugo. So we'll take a look at Gleyber Torres' stats. Obviously, I mentioned that's like career stats for him. So we'll take a look at the splits. Leading off, let's take a look. Batting first, right? 272 batting average. I think 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, I think it is. Yes, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs as a leadoff hitter. And that goes to right here. 272 batting average, 17 strikeouts it looks to be. Okay. Then we're going to look up on a different page, Alex Verdugo, him as leadoff. I'm not putting Judge at leadoff for anyone who wants to ask that. That's not happening. I don't think Judge even fits as a leadoff hitter because they could just go through the rest of the lineup. Yeah, they got Soto. I just don't see it as a fit. But anyway, Verdugo is a leadoff hitter. Let's go to last year. Him as a leadoff hitter, 280, more consistent, right? He got 80 games as a leadoff hitter, 10 home runs, 31 RBIs. To me, I think Verdugo officially takes the cake as the leadoff hitter, my personal opinion. All-time troll tweet. Yeah. Send you the Dane post. You should pull it up. Okay, Mr. Dane Huber. Shouts to him. Let's see. This is done. I'll pull it up in just a second. I just want to get to some of these comments. Give the guy on the Yankee social media person a raise. I see what you're putting out. Lefty righty combo lineup. Crazy we still have Torres and LeMahieu. I will say I don't like staying in this lineup, but it is what it is. Yeah, him being paid and all this other stuff. Him being part of the trade and Yankees still paying him. It is what it is. He's going to be out of here sooner than later. I will say that. Soto is on the back page for the post. Joel Sherman just tweeted. I think he should be on the front page. To be honest with you, what's dominating the New York sports realm right now? What's dominating the New York realm other than Juan Soto to the Yankees? What's up, LI? But I want to pull up our buddy Dane's tweet real quick. Again, I'm moving from screen to screen, so bear with me. Let's see. Dane Huber. So Dane, very good guy, does the Yankees farm. For a team that can't develop pitching, other teams sure like our prospects. We traded 4 good arms and lost 3 in the Rule 5 draft. The first 2 picks were Yankees pitchers, which was Matt Sauer and Carson, something like that. From the Athletics to the Royals. The system is so deep in arm talent that they will hardly be missed. And I cannot agree with Mr. Dane more because this is literally an argument that I said, folks. It's literally an argument I said. You could talk about, we're going to give up 5 pitchers for Juan Soto. We're going to do this, right? We're going to do that. No, because the Yankees have a ton of pitching. They kept Chase Hampton. Believe it or not, folks, Chase Hampton was ranked in the system above a guy like Drew Thorpe. He was ranked above. You still have Will Warren, who's a part of the system. And actually, believe it or not, because it's relevant, let's pull up the Yankees' top prospects. I also want to give a shout out to Anthony Medina in chat. So let's see. All right, so we are on the prospects page, or actually we're not. Okay. Just send you Tierney post if he's not sure if he knows something or not. Brandon Tierney, the bald head who made fun of Kayvon Thibodeau. Here we go. Yankees top prospects, right? So Spencer Jones at the top of the list, all these different guys. Chase Hampton, right? He's still on the team. He's still kept. About 2025, a year and a half away. Then you move down, and we still have Will Warren, who's been talked about, and he's in AAA, so he's still here. Clayton Beeter, not many people talk about him. I mean, Kyle Carr, don't know about him too much. Vasquez, he's gone. Selvage, don't know about him too much, so I won't speak on him. And Lelane is a rookie. I think he was drafted by the Yankees. But Beeter, he's very much close. He's very much close. He's at the MLB level. I believe he's on the 40-man roster right now. He could be a pitcher, an impact pitcher this year. With all these guys going, I think he's going to be a bullpen guy. He could be a starter, but again, I just imagine him as a bullpen guy. Especially with the inconsistencies, like you don't know if Holmes is going to be 100%. You don't know who's going to take over the King role. You don't know if Heel's going to be 100%. All these different variables, probably ends up being that Clayton Beeter gets a shot on this team, and especially in spring training, you'll probably see him get what was I going to say? You'll probably see him get a lot of reps. Anthony, didn't you get enough from Pete? Starting DJ LeMahieu at third would be stupid. It should be Peraza. Personally, I think it should be Peraza, but I think it is what it is at this point. I think they're just trying to attach money to money. We still have pitching. We have Will Warren. Exactly. Clayton Beater, just mentioned it. He's going to be a guy that probably impacts the Yankees in a good way this season. Brendan Beck, he's a couple of years down the line, but he's a guy that can make an impact. Yankees still have Yendrys Gomez. I know he was up for a little bit last year, but probably doesn't mean too much. Justin Lang, I've heard his name tossed around. He was actually from the one of the first trades we did over the last few years with the Padres. Not the Volpe trade, the Voit trade. And then Edgar Barclay, I've heard his name. He's been most recently in AAA, but the Yankees still have pitching. They still have pitching, and they're going to keep drafting pitching. It's just nuts. They're going to keep drafting pitching. Peraza and Glaber will be traded by the start of spring training. I don't doubt that one of them is traded because they still have sort of a log jam in the infield. They probably want to keep Ozzy Cabrera to a certain extent. So there's that. Let's see. Roster right now. You look at the infield, it's Peraza, Volpe, Torres, Rizzo, LeMahieu. You compare that Ozzy Cabrera as well. So, and then any guys that you think are going to make it out. I mean, we haven't even gotten to like the non-roster invitees yet. So that's going to be something. Maybe some guy makes it off the roster or makes it onto the roster. Is Chase Hampton on the 40-man? I would have to imagine he is for the reason that they didn't want him claimed. No, he's not. Chase Hampton is not on the 40-man. So, but as far as the bullpen goes, I know we talked about this earlier. Randy Vasquez, gone. Clark Schmidt, starter pit. All right, let's just go to the bullpen. Nick Ramirez, going to be, I don't like that name at all. Ron Marinaccio had a terrible season last year. Loaizaga is going to be one of the front runners, obviously. I think he's going to make it either way. Matt Crook, who didn't really get a lot of great spots last year. You also got Clay Holmes, Ian Hamilton. I think Yendrys Gomez will probably take a longer look at him. Luis Heel, I'm very excited to see what Luis Heel brings. And Clayton Beater, right? The Joey Gallo trade guy. Let's take a look at his stats from last season. So 9-7, 3.62 ERA, 26 starts, 165 strikeouts. And he split it among Somerset and Scranton Wilkes-Barre. And where did he do better, you ask? He did better in Somerset, 204 opposing average, 6-2, 208 ERA. And then for the what do you call it? The Rail Riders was 3-5, 4.94 ERA, 227. I got to get myself to a Rail Riders game. I used to live maybe about 30 minutes from there. I got to get myself up there for a game. I hated giving up King. It's my only regret. I think he'll be good in San Diego, but we had to make this trade. Yeah, they're not very. Let's see. Snell's free agent. Waka free agent. Darvish and Musgrove are the only guys there. I think we re-signed Wandy. That Santos kid is going to make it too. De Los Santos, I think. Yeah, I remember the name. I don't remember, I remember the Yankees signing him. Beater could be that swing guy. Absolutely. We still have Chase Hampton. We do still have Chase Hampton. But guys, throw in your final questions and all that good stuff. I'm going to be slowly getting out of here. 58 minutes worth of stream. It's been awesome. Like it up. Maybe we could get to 30 likes. Maybe. I know I'm pushing it because you guys have been hitting the like button without me telling you so. But it gets it out to multiple people. I think this one have been more of the successful streams. But, let's see. Higgy, King, Brito, Vasquez. I guess the only one they didn't put on there is Drew Thorpe. But, man, oh, man. This has been a fun night. I love the Yankees again. Do we win the World Series if we get Yamamoto? I don't know if we win the World Series, Knicks Nation, but I know that the Yankees, in my personal opinion, and I know this is bias, they should be favorites for the World Series all around if they get Yamamoto. Because who, other than Texas, is, who's competing with that starting rotation? Right? Not many teams. Who's competing with the outfield we have? Judge, Soto, two of the top outfielders in the MLB. And then Verdugo, who's a solid guy. Scary Hours, what's up to Almighty in the chat? So once we get to 30 likes, almost there. And again, I appreciate you guys for coming out. I know there's like a shit ton of people streaming right now, but I love the questions and the comments we're getting and all this sort of good stuff. Hopefully some people rewatch this and then subscribe. I sent you the back page post. Okay, all right. For Joel Sherman. Let's see. Okay. After awful 2023, the Yankees make a bold deal and bring Soto to the Bronx. He's the Juan. You know, I bet I will be seeing that probably soon because my grandfather still reads the newspaper. So, you know, I bet I would probably be seeing that Yankees are not close to being done. Well, I've heard that before, and I'm looking off the Tierney stuff. I've heard that before, but you know. So also, this is something to look at from not from a Yankees perspective, but from a Padres perspective. After 2 trades in 16 months, the Padres have essentially dealt James Wood, Robert Hassel, C.J. Abrams, Mackenzie Gore, Harlan Susana, and Luke Voigt for Michael King, Drew Thorpe, Johnny Brito, Randy Vasquez, Kyle Yoshioka, 214 games of Juan Soto, 53 games of Josh Bell, and one NLCS appearance. And then they also traded, Juan Soto as a part of that. And Josh Bell, I think, went on to sign with Cleveland after he was with San Diego, I think. But oh man, I love these memes coming out. I love these memes coming out, right? That's what's in. I think that's excellent. Let's see. But yeah, the Evil Empire, all this sort of good stuff. Dylan Betances is even saying, "Let's go Yankees," because obviously they got Juan Soto. But man, oh man, it's been an exciting night. It's been an exciting night. Also, Trent Grisham's a 2-time Gold Glove winner, so hopefully he brings the defense. But I think I'm gonna stop it here for tonight, guys. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Started this at 11:05. The Evil Empire is back. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I've never felt so happy about a New York Yankees team. And we're going to have more Yankees content, folks, right? We're going to talk about the Yankees. Are they at the top of the league? Are they at the top of the American League in contending, right? Which starting pitchers could they add? Where is Juan Soto going to be in the starting lineup? So there's a lot of questions to answer still. But you know what? I am unbelievably happy. Unbelievably happy. The Yankees have finally done something to make me happy. But I appreciate you guys. And the one thing I'll say before our outro is...
we are back, baby. We are fucking back.
We're back. Classic. We are back.
That's
we
right.
are back.